This is the best of the week on Relevant Radio.
Let's go to Pat from Tomahawk, Wisconsin. What can I do for you, Pat?
Hello, Father. I have a question. Why does the Catholic Bible have more books in it than Protestants? There's quite a few fundamentalists in my family, and this is something that they throw up to me, and I don't know where, when, or why the decision was made.
Well, the reason is that the early Christians used as scripture a book called the Septuagint, which was the Greek translation of the Jewish Bible. They accepted all the books that were in the Septuagint. It literally means the book of the 70, because it was supposedly written by 70 people, or 70 people wrote the same thing at once. There's all sorts of stories about it. But it was called the Bible of the 70, and that's what they regarded as scripture. And they regarded it as scripture very clearly by the year 300, and most probably earlier. And of course, Protestantism didn't come into the world until 1500. So for 1,200 years plus, those books were considered inspired and part of the Bible. But when Jewish people sat down to write their own canon of scripture in Hebrew, they purposely excluded certain books because the originals supposedly were not in Hebrew, and possibly because those books were so loved by Christians. And when Martin Luther, in the 1530s, more than 1,000 years later, looked at the Bible, he saw that there were fewer books in the Jewish Bible than in the Christian Bible. He said, well, those, I'm simplifying this. Essentially, they said those must have been added. Protestants put them in a second-class place and eventually took them out. So it isn't that Catholics have added books, it's that non-Catholics have taken them out. Does that answer your question?
Yes, when I'm looking up something, the answer would be in one of those books. But of course, the fundamentalists don't recognize those books, so that means I got to go on looking for my answer.
Actually, there's one that when you are sick, fulfill your vows to the Lord and do what your doctor tells you. And all of those people who say you shouldn't go to doctors if you had real faith, well, they're not reading the Bible. Well, they took that book out. I wonder how many lives that's cost over the eons. But we did not add any books to the Bible. Those books were what we received from the first Christians and to which we've been faithful. Does that help?
Yes, it does. I'm going to be calling you for more questions of that.
Always welcome. Yes. All right, God bless. Like what you just heard? Share it with your family and friends, and thanks for listening.